If you've been around a while, you probably noticed some changes. Jared is no longer part of Livetraders, and today I'm going to tell you why. And more importantly, why this is just the beginning. So the reason I decided to make this video today is because you guys are still here. You want to still learn how to trade, and you want to build a consistently profitable trading business. But one of the most frequently questions I get in the comments is, where is Jared? Where did Jared go? So I wanted to make this video to address your questions and your concerns. If you're not living under a rock, you probably know who Jared is, right? The bald guy with all the videos on our YouTube channel, that's Jared, right? So I want to kind of tell you a little bit of the backstory of how we actually met and how Livetraders was even started in the first place. So back when I was in college, Livetraders was actually a blog that I used to write. It was a YouTube channel that I personally started, right? And I had a domain name for a long time, but an idea that one day if I'm good enough, I could do something with it. And then in 2012, I joined a prop firm. So if you don't know what a prop firm is a proprietary trading company where you're trading the company's money. The company's giving you their money to trade, and in exchange, they take a percentage of profits. Now, back in 2010, 2015, these used to be really hot models for traders to learn how to trade, right? Prop firms used to be actually legit businesses where they used to train traders. They used to back them up with their own capital. Nowadays, it's a little bit different. Nowadays, prop firms are mostly just glorified brokers that are just looking to make a buck off selling a program or charging you commissions and all of that. But back in the day, they were legit firms. So I joined the prop firm and I just kind of worked my way up in the company, kind of prove myself. And at that time, Jared was one of their educators. He was, doing all their courses and trainings. So I learned under him a lot. And I really loved the guy. And I'll tell you why. The reason was because, when you're learning how to trade, everybody's talking online about how great they are, how much money they've made, all these great profits, their one pattern, system or the indicator. And Jared was one of the only few people that I found who was genuinely telling us about trading, the reality of trading, right? And I think that's probably why you guys signed up to this channel, because you can see the reality of trading. We're talking transparently about wins as well as the losses, the good side about trading as well as the bad side. So as I kind of worked my way up at the company, I was kind of one of their best traders, really ramped up the levels, got promoted. And then one day, Jared called me and he said, hey, dude, great job. You're crushing it in the company. Great job. You've taken a lot of the stuff that I taught you and you've done even taken it to the next level. So how would you like to come in as just an intern, right? Well, we won't pay you much. I used to be paid like $1,000 a month, right? And my goal was just to come in and share with the other traders on what we're going to do. Now, at that point, I didn't really care, right? Because I was making good money trading, extra $1,000 a month, whatever. I was doing it because I enjoyed doing it and I enjoyed giving back with my experience to traders. So that's how we met, right? I started joining Jared in the live stream sessions and the prop firm and started creating their courses and started helping with the education. Because one of the things that we noticed was new traders would come into the company, but they would have a much harder time progressing. They didn't have the guidance, right? So then the CEO of the company called me and said, hey, how would you like to train the newer hires that we bring into the company? Right, you really progressed through these levels in this company, and we're going to bring in these new traders into our company that are a little bit struggling. So why don't you tell them what you did and how you crossed those levels? So that's how I joined the same company as Jared was in. I kind of worked my way up, and eventually I started running their swing trade newsletter. I started managing their live trading room. And then back in 2015, that company got bought out by another bigger company. And at that point, I called Jared. I said, hey, what are you looking to do? Are you going to join this new company or should we start something of our own? I was like, I've saved up enough of my own money that I don't need to trade the company's money anymore. I don't need to give them 30% of everything that I made. Why don't you and I team up? You handle the education side, the coaching side, the training style, right? Let me handle the business side of things and let me handle the trading and doing all the stuff with the traders. And you're really good at teaching because you coach me. I'm your case study right here. So why don't you create all the curriculum? And that's kind of how we teamed up. And then we started livetraders.com. Livetraders YouTube channel was there. I used to put up videos, horrible quality, by the way, right? But that's back in 2015. So we started putting out these videos. We teamed up together, and I was pretty active with our YouTube channel. But somewhere along the way, I got focused on scaling my own trading, right? I wasn't really focused on teaching. I wasn't really focused on coaching. I was just focusing my own trading because I was about to launch my own hedge fund. And then, you get into the hedge fund world and you realize that hedge funds are more about raising money. They're not actually about trading, right? Most hedge funds, as you guys know, underperform the market. They get lesser return than you would that if you just put your money in the stock market, right? So for me, I went to a lot of these networking events, spoke to these hedge fund guys, and all their conversations were about how much money they're going to raise, this next networking event they're going to, this new conversation they're going to have, this new billionaire they're going to meet. All the conversations were about raising money. And I got turned off by that because I'm an introvert, right? I don't like making videos, really. I'm trying for you guys, but I don't love making videos. And I don't love going to networking events. I'm an introvert. right? So for me, I was like, this hedge fund world looks more about raising money, and it feels like I'm going to buy myself a job. Now I'm responsible to investor reports, compliance, SEC, FINRA, legal. I was like, why would I do that when I'm a successful trader on my own? I could do this from my home. So first, when we started, we had like livetraders.net. Why? Because .com wasn't available, right? And plus at that time, we were just starting this business. We thought it was just going to be like a hobby, right? Hey, you and I are trading anyway. Why don't we just stream it online? There's no extra work for us because we're going to be doing this anyway, regardless of YouTube or not, regardless of live streams or not. We're going to be doing this anyway. And Jared and I, back in the day when we were at the same firm, we would get on a thing called Skype. Do you guys know what it is? Maybe those of you like in your 20s, you don't even know what that is. So we used to get on a Skype call together and just trade together, right? Audio calls on, and we would just trade and talk. Hey, look at this stock, look at that stock. And we did that, and we realized how beneficial that is for newer traders. So what was really helpful for me when I started out trading is I was surrounded by traders, right? So if you had a bad day, there would be somebody to lift you up, right? Encourage you. When you're doing great, there were people to support you. They were there to celebrate with you. And more importantly, at the end of every single day, all of us traders, we used to sit down and we used to break down what we did well, what we did wrong, where we can improve. But the problem, the biggest reason I think most traders online don't really make it is because they're treating it like a hobby. They don't have accountability buddies. They don't have accountability partners. Just like I had Jared and we used to get on Skype, even after the prop firm, I was like, if we can create that for other people, that'd be the closest thing ever. So we just started off just running a live trading chat room, right, on a different software. There wasn't even Zoom back in the day. And we had the domain livetraders.net, right? It's a crazy domain. We didn't even have .com. And we didn't even want to put in the money for the .com because we thought it's just a hobby. So we started together, and then suddenly everybody online just came through. They started finding us through word of mouth. We weren't even advertising, right? They found us because they love the transparency. The same reason I joined that company, because I love their transparency and the honesty. I think that's why a lot of you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we don't kid around. We give it to you straight. We have these segments called When Will the Insanity Stop? And we're trying to encourage good, disciplined trading as opposed to gambling, which is what 90% of the people do online. I mean, just go on Reddit. Reddit's a graveyard for hopes and dreams. So, we started Live Traders in 2015. So it's the year 2025. It's been 10 years already, right? And when I met Jared, he was already doing it for 10 years or so. So for his perspective, he's been at this game for like 22 or 25 years. And that's a long time. I mean, that's a long time. And he enjoys trading. I think he's still trading actively every day. But he kind of somewhere along the line realized that, I want to spend more time with my family. Because every time Jared and I would meet up, I think this is over the last 3 years he's been telling me about it. He's like, man, I love trading. I love enjoying. I love helping these people. I love making content and, really love helping people. But I'm also getting a little bit burnt out. So Jared has 3 kids. And he told me, man, my kids are getting at an age group now that if I don't build a connection with them now, it's going to be really hard. And I agreed with him. I said, you know what, man, I totally can relate because when I was growing up, my dad wasn't really around here, right? My parents weren't really around for me. So we didn't really have those connections. We didn't have those conversations. We didn't really build that bond, right? We have respect for each other. I love my parents, but we never had that connection where we can talk intimately with them, right? So as I grew up now, I made a conscious decision to, spend more time with my family too. But you know what? When you're like already in your 30s, you haven't had that connection growing up, it's really hard to have that connection. So I told Jared, totally agree. And you know what? I think you should do that. I think you should take some time, spend your time with your kids, go take that vacation, go take that holiday and enjoy your life. I mean, you've been at this for 25 years. You've earned it, number one. You've proven yourself already. You have nothing to prove to anybody, right? Sure, YouTube people, you guys are going to miss him, I'm sure. Comment under the video. Let me know if you do miss him. He's going to read the comments. And I told him, people are going to miss you, but you've done a great job. You've educated them, but now it's your time. Enjoy it. And so that's what he told me. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to travel, around my world, take my kids. I'm going to drop them to school. I'm going to pick them up. And that put a smile on my face too. So that's kind of why Jared chose to take a break. He's still trading every day. He's actually still in our live trading room, right? Talking to our members and sometimes occasionally chit-chatting and coming in. So he's still trading. He follows all of my trades in the newsletter. So he's still actively involved, but he just didn't want to feel like it's work. Like he didn't want to feel like I have to come in and stream every day. So that's why he chose to take a break. Now, he's probably going to be back in a few months, maybe next year, maybe later this year. Who knows? It's up on him. So, but what does that mean for you, right? I'm here. I realized that, okay, Jared left, but there's a lot of these people still wanting to learn. They're still there, and I don't want to leave you guys hanging. So we're actually going to talk about the realities of trading. What can actually help you in today's market? Not yesterday's market, today's market. What's working now? So I'm here to help you as a resource for you, and hopefully you like it. The only difference between Jared and me is skin color, and I got more hair. So you're probably wondering, who am I? Like, why even listen to me? So now again, if you go back to our Live Traders older videos, you're going to see that, I actually started this channel, right? But then somewhere along the way, as I told you earlier in the video, I got focused on my other goals, scaling my own trading, trying to take it to the next level. But I want to tell you why you should even pay attention to me, right? Now, I've been at this 15 years. I started trading in 2010 when I was 18 years old from my dorm room, right? Then I joined the proprietary trading company, worked with them for about 5 years. And then after I was in it for 5 years, that's when I started Livetraders, right? When I was proven my system works, I've proven that I can make it. And I've also at that point already coached a lot of these prop firm traders, and they've seen success too. So those are some of my credentials. These days, I spend a lot of my time working with institutional clients. So that's why you haven't seen me really up on YouTube or any of those things. But I do a lot of, I go on a lot of podcasts. So if you just take some time, go to Google, type in Anmol Singh Trader, you're going to find everything you need to know about me, right? But I spend a lot of my days now coaching institutional traders, hedge fund managers on the psychology of trading. Some of you guys who've been in the market for a while, you probably know Mark Douglas, right? Probably one of the best trading psychology coaches of all time. That's kind of what I do now, right? Because I'm trying to be the Mark Douglas for our generation, because what I realized is trading is not just about learning a chart pattern. It's not just about learning a technical pattern, right? All of you guys can read a book, you can take a seminar, you can do a webinar, you can learn how to trade in like a weekend. But learning how to trade and learning how to make money are two separate things. And a lot of that has to do with your mindset and your psychology. So if you watch the TV show Billions, you know the girl Wendy Rhodes, right? She's like the psychologist for hedge fund managers. So that's kind of what a lot of the work that I do. I get paid a good amount of money for consulting with those hedge fund managers. But I wanted to say, okay, how can I bring all of those lessons that I've been using to coach them and bring it to help you? So that's why I think you should listen to me. I'm the author of the book, Prepping for Success, 10 Keys for Making It in Life. And I am not an online guy, although with YouTube, I'm going to try to be for you. But I do a lot of stuff offline. I'm at in-person events. You can find me at mastermind groups, in-person events, speaking gigs, right? Bigger stages. That's kind of where a lot of my work is focused these days. So yeah, that's a little bit more about me and my trading style. For those of you who don't know, I have 3 trading styles. One of them is day trading, right? Day trading, as you guys know, is getting in and out every single day. The goal of that style is to make an income so we can pay our bills, right? Because if you're just doing long-term investing, how do you live off it? You can't, because you have to pay your months, you have to pay your bills monthly. So you have to make an income monthly. So that's why I day trade. And when it comes to day trade, I day trade stocks and I do scalping options, right? That's my style. We're going to dive into that as the more future videos come out. But one of the styles is day trading stocks and option scalping. The other style is swing trading stocks and swing trading options, where we're looking to capture moves that can last a week, 2 weeks, few days. And then there's my core trading, which is similar to investing, where I'm doing trades for the long haul. Apart from that, I also do angel investing, startup companies. I have Airbnbs around the world. So that's kind of my outside of the business. And then I have my consulting practice for hedge fund managers on the psychology coach for them. So that's a little bit about me. Enough about me. What about you? So my goal with these YouTube videos is to get you to actually make money. Because as I said earlier, anybody can teach you how to trade. But my goal with this channel is teaching you how to actually make money. How to make this a business that you can rely on, not just a hobby, like most people online chasing the next hot stock pick or buying something which might go up in 3 months or whatever. But no, I'm going to teach you how to do this for a living so you can reliably have consistent income coming in. That's my job here. And hopefully I'll be able to do that by sharing some of my techniques and some of my insights. But more importantly, I am going to brainwash you. Look at me right here, right? I'm going to brainwash you because mindset is really important for success. Without that, you're not going to work, right? So you have to believe it before you can achieve any level of success. And that's what I do with a lot of traders, is using techniques, using hypnosis, using NLP, using a lot of the psychology tactics that we use with hedge fund managers to kind of condition your mind that you're not hoping to make money when you come to the market. You're expecting to make money. There's a big difference there. A lot of traders hope to make money. I expect to make money every day, right? That's my goal with this channel, is to give you those insights, give you those tips so you can actually do this as a consistently reliable income. So you're not just going from one YouTube video to another YouTube video, one webinar to another webinar, that you actually have your own system, that you don't even need me. My job is to put myself out of a job, right? So that you don't need me anymore and you can do this yourself. So hopefully that answers your question on where is Jared? Who am I? Hopefully you guys got all that low down now. But now I want to hear from you. What do you need help with? Like, how can I actually serve you? Because again, if you don't tell me, I'm going to make videos on what I think is going to help you, and it probably will help you. But wouldn't it be better if you just type it in the comments? What are you struggling with? What's your biggest issue with trading right now? Like genuinely, like be open, be vulnerable, be honest, right? This is not the space to try to pretend that you're a great trader. Everything good in trading comes from honesty. So comment below, let me know where you're struggling. What are your mistakes? What do you need more help with? That'll help me make content for you because I'm here to serve you. So thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next video.